Just how much injustice has Tony had to endure? Clearly, despite wholeheartedly protecting the safety of Earth, he was constantly belittled by Thor and the entire Avengers team. At this moment, if it were you would definitely call in the Iron Legion to wipe out the entire Avengers team. In Avengers 2, having personally experienced the terror of the alien army and the trauma of plunging into a cosmic black hole, he went to great lengths to create an army to defend against unknown enemies. But no one expected that, during this process, an accident would occur, leading to the birth of an Ultron with an extremely autonomous consciousness. His appearance not only ruined the team's hammer and music party, but also took over control of the Iron Legion. Even more frightening, this entity could connect to the internet to access any information, such as nuclear weapon codes or infiltrate financial systems. As soon as the incident broke out, everyone on the team immediately ganged up on him like he was a criminal, starting to criticize him relentlessly. Thor even angrily declared that if he hadn't meddled with things he didn't understand, none of this would have happened, leaving the billionaire momentarily speechless. Even Banner, who had once worked with him on research, started to join in as well. What was even more frustrating was that Captain America kept repeating that as long as they stayed united, they could overcome any threat. This was no different from trying to talk ideology with someone who worships science. In the end, all the responsibility still fell on his shoulders. Fortunately, Tony was already too used to the irrationality of these teammates. Back in the first Avengers, Cap had once sarcastically said that without his suit, Tony was nothing. That remark sparked countless debates and even led to demands for him to take off his suit and fight hand to hand. But when real danger struck, they could only wish their teammate would don hundreds of suits and charge to the front lines. Especially when the nuclear bomb was flying over the skies of New York. Indeed, it was the very person once accused of being selfish who carried the bomb himself to turn the tide. That battle haunted him for 6 years, compelling him to begin creating the Iron Legion. In Avengers 2, he saw his worst nightmare in a vision. Every member of the team had fallen. It was this that drove him, even if the Ultron project failed, to ensure Vision would be created at all costs. Fortunately, Thor appeared just in time to defuse the situation, otherwise the Civil War would have broken out much earlier. By Captain America 3, Iron Man had to endure the greatest injustice in history when faced with the unfairness of the Sokovia Accords. If it had been before, he definitely would have flipped the table and refused outright. But now, the real casualties among civilians are right there in front of his eyes. So many innocent lives with bright futures had to be lost because of the Avengers. For the first time, he chose to remain silent because he understood clearly the pros and cons that this agreement would bring. It's undeniable that it restricts the team's actions, but it truly ensures maximum safety for the people. That's why he took the lead in siding with the government, bringing an unstable element like Wanda back to the base for protection, making sure she was well taken care of in every way. However, Hawkeye and she misunderstood this as imprisonment. The captain even exploded in anger right in front of him. Is this really protection? It's clearly house arrest. She's not an American citizen and they don't issue visas for weapons of mass destruction. This moment was truly heartbreaking. Even Black Widow and War Machine started to have doubts. To put it nicely, it was for everyone's safety, but in reality, it was just to satisfy the arrogance deep inside him. Faced with countless questions from everyone, even if he had 100 mouths, he couldn't explain himself. It wasn't until that very moment that Tony realized the Winter Soldier was the one who had killed his parents. He disregarded everything, only wanting to rush forward for revenge, but was pulled back by the captain. He'd imagined facing off many times, but never expected Cap would strike ruthlessly to stop his revenge. Seeing his friend leave with the enemy, his heart was in turmoil. In Avengers 3, a ridiculous scene unfolded.